And here are some pictures you sent in on our eyewitness portal. This image, the very first, is that of a fallen bridge in Bende, local government area of Abia State, southeastern of Nigeria. It was sent in by a concerned visitor to the area. The bridge is located along Aba Road in Umuahia, the state capital. The person is urging the government officials in charge to fix it. While still in the southeastern region, our eyewitness reporters sent in this picture of a car seen crashing into a trailer after negotiating a bend at Uli Center, right in front of St. Theresa Catholic Church along Onitsha-Owerri Expressway. Finally, this picture shows a petrol pump price of 105 naira despite reduction by the federal government to 87 naira per litre. The filling station is located at Seriki Power Road in Kaduna. Our eyewitness reporter is asking the authorities to continue to monitor all filling stations in Kaduna State. We urge you to keep the pictures coming in, and we'll have them here on our bulletins. Now, the People's Democratic Party has asked the All Progressives Congress APC to explain to Nigerians the link between it and the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atairu Jega. A statement issued by the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Olisa Metu, alleges that it was more than curious that the APC has continued to fabricate stories and show undue interest in Jega, adding that such raise a lot of questions for the opposition and the INEC chairman. Part of the statement reads, quote, "Undoubtedly, the frenzy, hysteria and spate with which the APC has been inventing stories regarding Professor Jega's stay in office, even when nothing suggests that such was on the table, raise a lot of issues. We ask if there are any underlying issue or arrangement between APC and Professor Jega which the opposition is hell-bent to protect, informing its anxiety and apprehension towards his stay in office." End of quote. Well, in the swift response to that claim by the ruling party, the opposition All Progressives Congress says that what ties it to the electoral umpire is nothing more than a desire to see the 2015 elections conducted in a free, fair and transparent manner. The APC's National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed, in an interview with Channels Television from the UK this evening, wonders why the PDP, which appointed the INEC chairman, is suddenly behaving like an opposition party.
Well, you see, all of a sudden, the PDP is acting like a party out of power. It's acting like a party in opposition. We did not appoint Jega. They appointed Jega. And they were the ones that extolled Jega to high heavens, saying that all elections conducted under Jega are very transparent. So what has now happened between them? Two, we have absolute relationship with Jega. If we insist that Jega should not be fired, it's simply because we believe that elections should be credible. Because if you fire Jega now and you bring another person, there's likelihood that the new person will say that, give me more time for me to organize elections. So the only reason why we are saying, obey your own rules, is because we do not want elections to be postponed again. And clearly, the PDP and the President, General Jonathan, are terrified of these elections, and they're looking for every opportunity to postpone these elections again. That's the only problem we have.
Elijah Lai Mohammed, the APC spokesman, speaking to us from London on the issue over the ties with Jega, which the PDP alleged. While the teachers in Ogun State can now look forward to better days, this is because the state governor, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, has promised them more dividends of democracy. Governor Amosun was speaking to a cross-section of teachers during his campaign tour to the Ijebu local government area. At the campaign rally, the APC candidate also hinted at plans to declare a public holiday, asking party supporters and all eligible voters in the communities to ensure they collect their permanent voter cards.
As the local government campaign tour of Senator Imo State continues, supporters and party faithful of the All Progressives Congress in Ijebu Northeast local government troop out to receive the governor and all other candidates of the party. His first port of call is the Epiphany Anglican Primary School in Ijebu, where the governor assures teachers of better work conditions.
And for us as a government, teachers' reward must be here. Yes, I know there are grey areas, but on my honor, we will resolve all of those grey areas. So I want to thank you for the wonderful job you are doing.
Here in Ijebu Mushin, residents receive Senator Imo State in high spirits to the rally ground. There, he encouraged them to obtain their PVCs and not throw away their franchise.
It doesn't matter the party you belong, we are all Imo State. We just want to ensure that everybody collects their PVC. So you will see our members going out, our canvassers, our coordinators, our agents, going out to ascertain those that have not received their cards. You have to keep your card. The custody of your card should be in your care.
In Ijebu East local government, the governor was also given a warm reception.
Since its inception, the banks have been working. Armed robbers are not things to be talked about as it is now. Secondly, educationally, Imo State has been trying in developing the infrastructure educational sector. As well, we want to thank him for that which he has been doing for the farmers.
I want to appreciate his sincerity. He has been an open person and he has performed wonderfully. And that is why some of us from the PDP were able to join him now.
As the dates for the general elections draw nearer, Senator Imo State's campaign tour seems to be gathering momentum. The excitement builds up daily.
While long queues at petrol stations are becoming common sight in different parts of the country, the latest is at the Federal Capital Territory, where residents are set to queue for as long as 5 hours to buy petrol. When Channel Television visited some of the fuel stations in Abuja, long stretch of vehicles were seen, with many residents complaining about the situation and calling on the government to wade into the matter to ease the hardship.
This is just a glimpse at what residents of the Federal Capital Territory have had to contend with in the past few days. Long queues and time wasting at petrol stations have become the order of the day for most residents. Commuters here are, however, hopeful that government will address the shortfall in the supply of the product to reduce their hardship.
As you can see, all the masses and the citizens are not happy, and we don't know the cause of this fuel scarcity. You know, this is a country that we have the resources. We don't actually know what is the cause of the fuel scarcity. There's no any explanation, and this thing has been happening since Monday. You know, they couldn't come on air and explain to us that this is the situation. I was supposed to be in my office by now. I couldn't go to office.
I've been here for like 1 hour 30 minutes now, after going all around the filling station around and looking for fuel. There have been so long queue. We came here just before we got here. They stopped selling and they said they don't have fuel, and we've been waiting here for the past 1 hour 30 minutes, because actually there is no fuel in my tank now, so I have no any other places. This is like a bus stop for me.
At the O&O filling station, Herbert Macaulay Way, commuters had a long wait with no availability of the product. The supervisor here explains that there has been shortage in the supply of petrol.
What to have on ground? What to have on ground, you cannot get more than 2,000 liters, in which you have corporate customers that paid for some and other emergency, you understand? Emergencies like Red Cross and the rest will serve them in the case like this.
At the NNPC mega station, it was a different scenario, as all the pumps are dispensing product, only that commuters have had to deal with the long queues.
People are just doing panic buying. Well, I know we have enough product to sell. So what people are doing is just panic buying. All our pumps, as you can see, all our pumps are working. So have enough fuel.
It's not clear when this whole hardship currently being experienced by residents of the Federal Capital Territory and other parts of the country will end. One thing that is clear, however, is the fact that man-hours are being lost daily as a result of this long wait just to buy petrol.
Well, leaving the Federal Capital Territory to Nigeria's south region, in Port Harcourt specifically, where doctors have taken to the streets. Well, to protest what they describe as incessant kidnapping of their members in the state. Well, according to them, 6 doctors have been kidnapped in the last 1 month and 1 victim was killed in the process. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ereyi reports.
Doctors in River State in the streets of Port Harcourt, the state capital. This time their grouse is not about welfare, but to mourn one of their own who died in the hands of kidnappers recently. According to them, the victim's case is just one of the several kidnap cases which they say have been targeted at their members. The protest takes them first to the office of the Department of State Security, where journalists are not given access to the meeting with the DSS officials.
We came so that we can plead with you and your men to please raise the stake, do something. We don't want to just hear that something is being done. We want to see what is being done. We want to see a reduction in kidnap and other violent crimes in River State. And especially we want doctors to feel safe.
They make their next stop at the police headquarters in the state. For the Commissioner of Police in the state, his command is equally disturbed by the development, but he gives the assurance that they are stopping at nothing in tackling the scourge of kidnapping.
As a responsible organization, we do know that it is our responsibility to provide security, because everything revolves around security. Your job, politics, commands are all largely predicated on security. And of course, the Nigeria Police, as a responsible organization, has the responsibility to provide security, at least internally. It's the lead agency that is responsible for providing security internally. So it is our responsibility.
The state government has also waded in to address the doctors' ordeal. At a press briefing, the Commissioner of Health urged the doctors not to be discouraged, wondering why they are being targeted at this time.
I urge my colleagues to remain resolute and continue to do our sworn duties even in these trying and difficult times. I call on the security services to, as a matter of urgency, redouble their efforts to speedily free all those still in the custody of kidnappers and bring all the criminals involved in these nefarious activities to book.
Many say it's not just the doctors that should be worried about the situation, but everyone looks to the security agencies to end the trend as quickly as possible. Emmanuel Ereyi, Channels Television News.
Now, leaving the doctors, another set of professionals, seem to be complaining, this time local contractors in Imo State. They seem not ready to settle for anything other than having their demands met as they protest unpaid contract sums for projects executed for the Imo State government. This time, the group conducted special prayer sessions on major streets within Owerri, the state capital, protesting the non-payment of debt now amounting to about 150 billion naira.
For the second time in 3 weeks, contractors in Imo State take to the streets of Owerri in a peaceful demonstration. The messages on their placards say it all. They've not been paid for the job executed for the state government. Some of them are being owed for as long as 4 years.
We've worked for this administration using our money to develop the state, and the government has refused to pay us. So we are saying enough is enough.
We cannot work and the government of Rocha Sokrocha takes the glory. We want our money paid. In the center of the power, this very particular government house.
At designated point, they hold prayers for what they call God's intervention. An official of the state government describes the contractors' claim as a political propaganda.
They were mobilized and absconded, went into oblivion, and now it is offense because we are now on a very serious campaign period. And that's why you see them now. Months ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, where were these contractors?
We are not partisan. We don't belong to any political party. We are businessmen.
One of the contractors takes us to a road project he had started in 2011 in Area A, World Bank Estate. He explains why the work has been abandoned.
After clearing and then artwork, that is the general artwork, compacting and the rest of it, we went into priming. They said the state is going to do the asphalting. So we left it. So paying us to do the asphalting, they never did.
In a bid to find a solution to the lingering issue, the state government calls for a meeting at the Hero Square where the chief of staff demands their documents for verification before any payment will be made.
I am going to, in your presence, give them 4 working days to go and verify, because these papers will have emanated from their various offices.
But that does not go down well with the aggrieved contractors.
We are not going to allow you to deceive us again. Number one, the documents are with you. You asked us to submit documents to your honorable office. What did you do with it? We aren't going to submit any documents again.
Even the intervention of the police makes no difference.
Not the issue of officials sitting on behalf of everybody, but the solution is each person will meet the local government official there. And it is just 4 days. 4 days is nothing.
At this point, the meeting turns into a rowdy session. Both parties have, however, agreed to meet again in 4 days' time after the contract documents would have been verified by the state government.
Well, the News at 10 returns. Overnight lending rates at the interbank market ease at end of week on liquidity inflow. That's some business news. Join us again.